Hey everyone. So here is my chart of accounts for my wedding venue that I'm planning on building. And so we're just going to roll through it quickly. If you look here, here's the revenue generators. Of course, for the wedding venue, right? You're going to host weddings. That's the idea. And so what we did was I spoke with a guy and we kind of walked through what would be some reasonable numbers to put up in the first year, but also projecting down the road to see what the viability of it all was. And he says that like the wedding, typically this price right here at $87,500, this is 25 weddings at $3,500 a pop, and that is the average price of weddings in this area between Raleigh, North Carolina, here, Greenville. A lot of venues fluctuate between $3,000 and $4,000, and the venue we build is going to be an average size building, about 4,000 square feet. So that's an average Saturday wedding, which is the prime day. And then Sunday weddings, usually a little bit cheaper. As you can see the number, it's five. This is 5 rentals only. It's $2,000 a pop on Sundays, because Sundays are also semi-popular days, but obviously less than Saturdays. And then Fridays, $5 rental. It's $1,500 per wedding. And we do that because on Fridays it's a little more difficult to have everyone come to your wedding and everything, so the weddings are much smaller typically. You have business gatherings, which is just $500 per event. That's aiming for 20 rentals, so every day of the week somebody can come in and rent it. And so 20 rentals was the number we were given to base off of from our friend Danny Strange. Dances, so my wife and I do swing dancing and line dancing and things like that, and so we plan to host events where we want to have 5 events and have $5 a person and get as many people possible as we can. We live in an area that's 50,000 people located, and so we want to have these big dance events and hopefully be able to hit at least 1% of the market. So that's about 50 people. On top of that, we have the Thursday night swing dancing. Sorry, that's actually that. Dances, my bad, is things like proms and any sort of party any family member wants to have throughout the week. But that's the sort of dancing we're looking at. Now this is for Thursday night swing dancing. We want to try to have 15 events at least at $5 per guest and 50 guests. Sorry for getting those mixed up. And then next we have catering. And so what they usually do is whenever you have different vendors come in, those caterers, photographers, decorators, anything like that, whatever they get paid. Sometimes if I have them on retainer or they're part of my deal in the package, then I can get paid a portion of that. And so what I've done is for every event, for a wedding, right, 25 rentals, this is just for Saturday weddings, I'll charge about $300 for getting them the job. So getting them the photography, getting them the catering job, getting them whatever it may be. And so looking at that, I will, depending on, so I charge $250 for a photographer. And typically they make about $2,000 and something, or for caterer, they make a lot more than that. But charging that extra rate for just finding them the job and getting them the gig is worth it for us. And then lastly, this is the main one that Danny Strange pointed out to me, was looking at events. So let's say he told me to lowball and just say I only make $500 in alcohol, which is extremely low. But putting that at 15 events, because not every wedding will not have alcohol, then we'll look at it saying that we got 15 events. So this is our total income based off all these numbers for the year is $142,500. All right, so let's go on ongoing expenses. These are all per month, and then every year I put it down here for the total annual per year. If we have the energy bill, we have mortgage, internet, website, online marketing. All right, each one of these things is just another expense that we've figured in based off of other venues our size, the charts we've seen, and things that my SME, my subject matter expert, has told me. Also kind of a mentor. And so doing the mortgage window mortgage calculator and figured out this number, and then I rounded up to give myself a bigger margin. Internet prices of what we found online and what he pays. And then website is obviously $120, so that's what the rate is on Wix. And I actually prefer to use Wix because it's a little more creative and has a lot more opportunity for images and whatnot. For online marketing, Google Ads is what the subject matter expert gave me, and that's what he uses. He pays $200 a month, and it puts him at the top of the list in his area. The liquor license is $1,000 a year, as it's posted online. Salary, my wife and I plan to at the beginning at least to make $60,000 a year. She currently has a job, so whenever we get the startup, we won't need to take any income because she will still be working, so we won't need that money. But once we can finally become sufficient enough, we'll do that. And then obviously as the business grows, we'll add more. But that'll allow both of us to be working there at that price. And then lawn care, it's about $150 a month from a quote I got from a guy, based off the property size we're going to have and just the simplicity of the grass and not have tons of trees everywhere, and little shrubbery. And then bathroom and toiletries, we just kind of took what rolls it costs and everything and then averaged it all up and priced it that way. So this is our total monthly cost, and then $11,222.60, and the total annual cost $134,671. So that leaves us about $8,000, actually probably less than that, $7,000 of wiggle room. And obviously the first while we will remove the salary expense, and I'll also I might not have a full-fledged liquor license. I might just do beer and such, but beer and wine, because that's a $500 license, but I'd probably just go ahead and go with a liquor license. But yeah, and then looking at startup expenses, these are just some things that we want to have that we think will add a lot to the venue. You have an elaborate mirror, and then white linens, and that's the cost of all the linens together. So 25 tables at $5.50 a pop, and then 250 chairs. So that's $250 per chair. 250 chairs, $25 per chair, and that's these wooden chairs that we found. As you can follow in all these links over here. And then we have 25 round tables, and they're $83 a piece. They're foldable, and they come with racks and everything. And then 10 by 8 foot tables, it's just $140. We only need one of those probably just for the main table with the bride and grooms and everything. But otherwise we just use round tables. And then candles, we want to have just a few candles. That was a pack of 50 right there for $60. Just real simple candles. And then greenery and wreaths, we want to have 25 things, and they're $10 a piece as well. Photo booth props are literally just a box of $13. And then dance floor lights, they're $200 for a whole set. And then building and land down payment. So we've already bought the land, and we got that for $25,000. And so to build the building on top, it'll absorb the land amount, like the down payment we have that's already consumed the land. And so once it absorbs that $25,000 in, then we have to have up to $55,000. So we need to get $30,000 more in capital before we can take the loan. And according to the banker that I spoke to, he said it's about a 10% down payment on a commercial loan. And they can vary, obviously, but that's the one that we discussed the most. And so if we're aiming for $500,000, we need to be aiming for about $55,000 of down payment, and that's lawyer fees somewhat and all those things. And then marketing material, we just want to buy, this is just startup, but buy pens, brochures, any sort of like little thing like signs and such to put around, just as things to really hand out when people come and visit us. So all of that in total is $64,975.50. Looking at this budget, the profits in the first year based off a minimum amount of weddings, which I've been told is the numbers we balled were pretty low. But basically we're looking to break even in the first year. And then from then on, we want to really just see profits growing and put a lot of money towards the down payments and paying off the building. Because once the building's paid off, then we have a great stream of revenue. And as we look at the amount of weddings that are hosted in areas and things, the opportunity seems pretty high. So thanks for watching, and hope that this was very informative.